Could be a line, of course.
Yeah, could be. He is back in the server, though. Oh, he's giving him a thumb up.
Hey.
There we go. He's hit him with a big thumb. That always means good things. In any culture, in any language, a thumbs up.
Exactly. Universal.
Let's get it.
So,
Oh,
hello.
hello.
A little bit of a taunt there to his teammate. Come on, Ats. I want a similar performance to what we saw on the train. Bring me a pistol round again. It's like a WWE taunt there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hits him with a little hand. You want some of this, boy?
Oh.
Everyone looking a little bit worried.
I know.
Not as confident as
a bit
you'd expect,
tentative, isn't the body language?
No real confidence on display.
They are a map up, of course. So, I've just seen Kings type dot resume, which means we should be going back into the action very, very shortly. I know we've said that quite a few times here.
Of course.
Of course. Talking about the buys as well so far, just mention that quickly before it goes live. HSK going to be buying the smoke and kit. And for Kings, it's going to be Leaz there, double flashbang. Smoke, imagine, opting for utility as well. 2 flashbangs as a smoke, so that might mean a double smoke towards the A side, smoke off stairs, smoke off jungle. And then from there, flash in towards CT, try and take control of that plant towards triple, plant towards default, and have an after plant surrounded for CT.
Yes, exactly. As we will be getting into the action very, very shortly. Obviously interested to see what is going to go down here as well. Now, historically, from what we've seen so far from Kings, all of their pistol rounds have been pretty flawless, to be honest with you. They've looked good. They had a good understanding of strategy, but they backed it up with confidence. And one of the reasons for that is as well, is Kings don't look scared to rely on each other for trades. They're not going to be worried about pushing in and getting killed and play for trades. Every one of them is dedicated to that.
So once again, both the teams are typing ready. And finally, we're going to be unpaused. Fingers crossed, Jack, jumping back into the action.
Here we go.
So, pistol round here on the second map of this best of 3. Kings, the map advantage after taking and securing train. Are we going to be seeing a swift 2-0 and having both Australian teams making it out of the group?
Or will it just be a mirage?
And it's all actually a ruse and a joke.
Yes, exactly. As they are setting up for this A take, though, they obviously have that utility to play with. 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs, and 2 decoys, just for fun.
Just for a bit of a laugh. Anyway, flashbangs and smokes do rain in, and here it comes. The execution towards the A side, as predicted, smoke towards jungle and CT. Let's see if Kings can take control of CT spawn.
They need to clear under, though, because Glow can be so annoying for this position. Already focusing towards it right now. The frags do start to come through. It's a massive kill feed, all of blue, as the CTs deny everything. Glow was critical in that round. 3 fantastic frags. His teammates back him up as well, as HSK gets 1, Perry claimed the other, and that is an MVP round in a matter of seconds.
So Kings finally going to be faulting in a pistol round. They want both of them on train, but they will be losing the first one on Mirage. How is that going to be impacting their confidence going forward into the first half? And the bomb not going down as well, Jack, means we will be seeing a 5-man force buy, actually, surprisingly. Usually you're seeing 4-man force buy, having Sicko, the primary oppo, just go for a dig if you got a kill into the round, maybe a P250 or a smoke grenade, and save for that AWP into the first buy. But the fact that Kings have gone for a full 5-man force buy shows confidence as they are expecting themselves to be taking this round.
Got that early map control towards close mid, though, as they are going to try and make their play down. Imagine leading the charge of his Deagle. Primed and ready. Obviously, once again, MVP playing this lack style setup, allowing them to encroach towards mid and then capitalize at the choke points. Leaz actually does get out of ramp as well, but still, once again, this angle from Glow is very efficient.
Towards connector, the 3 players from Kings as they make their way into the A bomb site. Leaz does find one. HSK gets another one towards connector, so it is into a 4 versus 4. 1 minute left on the clock here. As now Kings can slow down the round if they want to. They can dictate the pace into this one. Going to be leaving Hats alone towards connector, rotating back towards the B site. Wizard with the CZ towards B apartments. Can he try and get an entry and open up and give space for Kings into this round?
Yes, Deco not looking too bad, actually. Because of the positioning they're in and the damage they've already done, they might actually be able to get something out of this, or at least stunt the growth of the economy of MVP. Keep them in check, as they will be setting up for what appears to be the late round B split. Obviously try and take that short control as well as they rotate over. Now Zeph is solo, 8 HP on him. If they sprint through it, it's only going to take 1 round for him to eliminate him, but Solo strikes back as he's able to rip his way through him with a UMP. There is the elevated angle in play there for Wizard, but he couldn't quite compose himself. Sicko grabs himself the FAMAS, wants to try and make himself famous in this round. Let's see what he can achieve though. nothing, unfortunately, as he will go down to HSK, but Hats rips the head off of one man there as he was incredibly effective. Solo is down and out. That Deagle looking dirty. 3 seconds into the round, though. He cannot win it, but he will stay alive, and that is 3 casualties on that CT side, so at least they do try and keep the economy in check. Oh, Perry with the pre-fight gets him off the
after time. Yeah, $500 now into the bank of Hats. And that's going to really, really impact how Kings play off of that. Obviously, when you have $500 left, you can't even afford Kevlar to this round, even if you wanted to go for a force buy. Going to the first buy round, that means you are going to see 4 AKs for Kings. And probably what? They're going to get 2.4k. He probably can buy UMP and Kevlar, maybe a smoke flash. Might even go for a CZ and full utility, but that will really dampen the aggression that Kings wanted to try and produce.
Oh, they're going to go for the burst, though, straight out. Obviously, the crossfire setup should be incredibly effective here from the side of MVP. This should be an all-out bloodbath, as that is the way it has gone. Hat's the last man left standing, trapped, pent in, and now dead, as MVP will get through with no casualties there. Able to maximize a couple of kills as well. Got 1 on the SMG for HSK, so at least they did some damage.
3-0, first buy round of the pistol going in favor of the Korean side on home soil. They want to do the country proud here. So far, so good, though. Going into round number 4. It will be another buy round, though, for the side of Kings, as it will be UMP for Hats and 4 AKs surrounding the rest of the buy. Let's see what they can do. Fast play towards middle here. No AWP from H. Actually, does have the AWP to HSK. Makes a short jump as well. Able to utilize the gap in the smoke. Can they get the first kill, though?
Oh, Zephyr goes straight up mid here, Snods, as they are going for this aggressive burst. Zephyr could be so key in the round, but he fluffs it a little bit. He's forced to fall back. That HG's massive, though. Transfers nowhere near damage, the amount of damage I expect it actually would.
Still a 5 versus 5 here. Heavy aggression from both sides towards middle. Smoke comes out towards underpass. Imagine a Co still towards top mid, as the smokes would eventually fade here. As MVP are going to be dispersing across the map, playing more passive and tentative now towards middle, giving control and allowing Kings to gain some real estate towards middle. 1 minute left on the clock here. Bomb still towards T-spawn. As they will find the first kill towards ramp, denying any aggression from MVP, trying to get some information for themselves.
Working their way through. Imagine trying to clear his angles as he will drop down. Set themselves up right now as they do want to go through the smoke and try and capitalize towards this A-bomb service. There's a deep push there as well in play, though. And he spots him out. Perry will get that frag towards Wizard. Obviously, Imagine goes down as well. This isn't great. They've already lost the advantage they had into the round. Sicko will try and bring it back as they fall into a 3v3, but they need still so much more as Solo was primed and ready. He found that frag on towards Liaz. Hats has to trade it. It's majority up to him right now as they push round. He's able to find the headshot, luckily, as it is a 2v2. It's still all to play for. There is a player just waiting on the site. That is going to be Zeph in a primetime angle. They haven't cleared it. They might be unaware. They could be completely unknown of this. Zeph can just peek out, dispatches one man, essentially has won the round on his lonesome right there. He cannot try and go for the bomb plant. Hats has to save an MVP, get round number 4.
Once again, Hats waiting for the timer to tick away. 4-0. MVP now picking up 2 buy rounds and, of course, the pistol. And 4 rounds in a row. 5 players staying alive there for the side of MVP, which means that money is now starting to build. 7,000 for Zeph. And 2,000 is across the border for the remainder of the players. 4-0 as we go to round number 5. It's going to be a half buy for the side of Kings. Upgraded pistols there, some Deagles, CZs. No real Kevlar bought on the majority of Kings. It's going to be 2 sets of that. HSK finds the first, and already Imagine does fall.
Sicko. Going to regroup him back round, grab the bomb and try and work his way in. Glow in a nice little position there as well, obviously just on top of the ladder. So he doesn't have the aim effect. He will just be able to find that headshot towards Liaz very easily, as it is now 3 versus 5 already.
2-man advantage for MVP. Then again, this is the quasi-buy from Kings, as they bought the Deagles around Hats' AK. Trying to see if he can have an impact with that save weapon as well towards jungle. Peeks out, spots the first one to Zeph. Finds one. Can he get any more, though?
Oh. Molotov comes through. Hat's going to be cordoned off now as he's just trapped in position. A blaze in front of him. He can't try and push through it just yet. He's going for the spam as well. Knows of Glow's location. See if he can try and take him down there. But Glow just overpowers him every time. Glow's been so effective at defense towards this A bomb site.
4 versus 2. Make it a 4 versus 1 as Solo finds Seiko lurking across the map. Leave the bomb towards middle. Wizard will pick up an AK off the body of Hats, but having no Kevlar to back it up, the aim punch may be too much to handle.
Oh, Wizard going to go down as well. Funky little album there for Glow.
What is it?
His little music, mate.
There you go.
It was quite
Cheeky
nice.
little jam, yeah.
Yeah. Funky stuff.
5-0 now. Timeout being called by Kings, and a well-timed one at that. Obviously, full momentum in the court of MVP. Question is for Kings right now, how do they change the pace? Are they going to try and exploit a fast B split, try and go for a fast execution towards the A site, smokes towards A, smoke out top middle just as so the round looks normal, then send 3 smokes towards A site, smoking off CT, jungle and stairs. Molly out under balcony. Try and execute upon the A site. Only issue there is MVP are playing close into the site, they're playing close round, they're playing close towards balcony. So those smokes will isolate those players in the A site. The problem is there's no AWP towards CT that you'd love just to block off. It's not as if the CT side's playing retake as well towards the A site, so once the smoke goes down, you can exploit that, get the bomb down and try and favor your odds and your bets in an afterplant. Nevertheless, the game is resumed. Round number 6. Can Kings get a round on the board?
Well, let's see. Early on, HSK going to go for the opening AWP shot. Can't quite convince anyone just yet, but mid-control is going to be a hot contention throughout this map, I can tell you that for free, as they set themselves up right now. A ton of smoke soaring through as well, as King's actually switching up quite nicely. This is a good take towards mid.
It is indeed. Let's see if it can lead to a different outcome. Wizard holding for the aggression here. Solo with a very, very forward position towards B apartments. You can have Zeph as well with jump spot and basically bait for Solo. So Wizard thinks that there's nothing strange going on, but actually Solo playing the off angle here. Bomb coming towards B apartments as well. And this is exactly what MVP want. They've laid the trap. Zeph going for the jump spot. Will he be able to bait for Solo?
Oh, they're getting ready to try and push their way through. Solo, he's going to be getting burnt to a crisp. Has to try and get the smoke down. Luckily, they run straight past him. That's a free bomb and a second frag as well. Somehow Solo gets away with both of those kills. Wants to try and keep it moving as he finds the headshot there. Nearly the 4th as well. Solo getting away with absolute murder.
3 versus 2 as the bomb does go down. It's going to be Kits as well for the CT side. They have a smoke and flashes to play with. HSK holding the right side of the default, hoping that someone peeks into his crosshair and it turns into a 3 versus 1.
HSK waiting out. Him and Perry are going to try and peek together. Slowly work their way through. Perry with a absolutely fantastic little frag there as well. Juicy stuff. It's all on Imagine now. 1v3. So many angles to focus on and not a lot of time to try and compose himself. He gets one. Needs to try and get more as they thunderfoot towards him. He knows they're flooding in. Gets the second. But there's the trade from HSK. That will be another round. MVP getting their 6th round on the trot.
The lifeline for Kings is the fact the bomb was planted, which means they will have round loss maximum round loss bonus, plus the bomb going down, so they can buy up again into round number 7. And swiftly, Wizard will invest into AK and a buy. Imagine, wow, going to be buying up the AWP and going for the non-Kevlar approach. Actually, instead, we'll drop the AWP over to Sicko, so Imagine won't be warding the AWP. It will be the full buy still for Kings after getting that bomb planted. Sicko with the spawn towards ramp, trying to see if he can catch the player crossing. Doesn't quite land that headshot. And Kings unable to capitalize off of the opportunities MVP are presenting them. But so far, so very good here from the Korean side, as they don't want to go quietly into the night.
Exactly. They are looking very effective. All of a sudden, they've woken up, they've got their heads back together, they realize they're one map away from being knocked out of the tournament, losing that potential chance to get that dream spot at the major qualifier, but it isn't going that way just yet. Seeming like they might be able to reinvigorate themselves, get back in, and use this as their second chance. If they can come back on Mirage, it's going to be all to play for on Inferno, but it's early days yet. Only 6 rounds have been claimed. Round number 7, once again, mid-control seems to be a hot topic for Kings as they slowly make their way through. Zeph comes in with the opening frag, though, as he eliminates Imagine.
5 versus 4. Once again, MVP having the early round advantage. Time and time again, this time off the back of Zeph. Finding that initial kill. Bomb going towards T-spawn here. It actually seems like Kings are going to be favouring back towards the A site. Wizard left alone to lurk. And this is a very textbook 101 style of CS. You take control of middle, you leave your lock player towards connector. From there, you go back towards T-spawn, and you execute with the smokes, or you can even go for a contact play at that towards the A side, have Wizard have a late round impact.
Ooh, very nice molly there, actually. Would have forced him out of position. Unfortunately, doesn't quite land where he needed to, but Hat's going to be able to find the headshot anyway. Liaz helps him out as well as they're doing damage. They're getting the entries that are necessary to their success. 2 players close towards CZ. Solo and Zeph actually chiming with massive frags. They've only got 10 seconds. Not the timing is awful here as well, as he needs to try and go for the plant. Sicko has to commit to it. They drive face towards him. The spray comes through. No time. He has to take the fight here. Solo has no reason to peek. And that is going to be the round going the way of MVP once again. If Hats goes down here as well, it'll be the worst case scenario. The panic! He misses the no-scope and goes down. What more can you do?
Glocks. 7-0. Here we go into round number 8. Once again, Hats going to be dying after time. MVP looking very, very solid right now. Kings trying their best to fault them, but instead they cannot find any cracks and crevices to exploit here, as MVP are locking down their CT half.
It's true. It's looking smooth, it's looking strong, clean and clinical. It's nice. It's nice, yes.
It's nice. Bomb towards A. It seems like they might go for a fake towards the B side, try and have the bomb exit through Palace, try and force an over-rotation for MVP, and try and get that bomb down.
They need to. They need to. Let's see if they can, though, as obviously right now setting themselves up a little bit slowly as they want to try and go for this play later on into the round. Just waiting for the correct burst here. If they can try and draw that fake out towards the bomb site, if they get the over-rotate to go their way, just at least get the bomb down, it wouldn't be that bad of a round for them.
Yeah, only issue is this is something you'd pull out in MM or a face it or something. Hardly doubt MVP are going to fall for this. Let's see if it works, though. Imagine as the smoke and double flashbang as well, try and force and sell a fake. And a ruse towards the B site. Kings, they want the extra $800 into their bank balance. Extra utility, all pan Kevlar as well secured. But let's see, flashes raining towards the B site. Is he going to sell the fake? It does initially, but still going to be having glow rotating as well. Is he going to allow for the bomb to go down? And I think he may do.
Oh, hit with the Glock right now as they slip their way through. The Deagle's going to reign supreme. HSK strikes back with the AWP, though, as it is a 3 versus 4. Do you want more? As he's cooking raw. Ready for the push to come towards him, though, as the flashbang will go out. He does miss the shot. His team is pushing to me. Imagine with a double dig. Oh, triple dig. Imagine. I am not imagining these fantastic frags that he is finding right now, as it is all on Solo on his lonesome, living up to his name.
1 versus 3. Has the kip. Flashbang as well. Has to find all of these players individually. Leaz there with the Kevlar as well, backing up that Deagle. Flashbang comes out. As they go for the peak, they eventually spot him out there. An incredible round to win for King.
Wow.
As they get to 7-1. Would you imagine it? It's their first round they win as well, and off the back of a crazy 3-round. 3 headshot into that round from Imagine. Hope we see the replay for that one.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Obviously, leading by example, not only is the in-game leader, but in terms of firepower right now, as he just goes huge in that round, open it up completely. I think we have got that replay coming up now as well.
The second shot. Oh my god, and the third one as well. Obviously, it's going to go 7-1. 2 AWPs now into play for MVP. Even though they win 7 rounds in a row, 3 CZs, the money is so low. This means for Kings, they can definitely come back into this half. They win this round, make it 7-2, force an eco 7-3, and try and chain these rounds together and force weak buys, some ecos for MVP, and get themselves back into this one.
That's the thing, it's so crazy to see how much damage they've consistently done knocking that economy down. They've never been able to grow it effectively, so this is literally all their cast pumped into it. You've got the double AWP setup and the CZs. It's a weird buy. Let's see if it pays off.
Must be the constant 2 versus 2s, the 2 versus 1s that we've seen for MVP, where they haven't really been able to have the rounds where you stack up the cash.
There's been no room to grow that economy. Every time, even though Kings have been losing these rounds, it's been in close situation. Hats as well gets the drop on one man. Solo losing the AWP. That's the worst case scenario, really. What more can they achieve as well? Wizard knows location of Zeph, still just trying to take him down.
Wizard will spot one player. Currently has 0 kills into this game. Can he try and get one on the board and get into the groove of Mirage? Nevertheless, though, 45 seconds left. Man advantage here. The buy and the force buy for MVP definitely not paying dividends for themselves so far.
Hats as well. Monster right now as he's just ripping his way for everyone that comes across his path. Perry actually will be able to best him. He can grab that rifle as well if he Dares to peek out. Actually goes for the AWP. There's the headshot coming in from Imagine, though, as they clear towards the A-bomb site. They are all grouping up to slip their way through. HSK needs to be on point and deadly. He can be an apex predator with this weapon, but can he land the shots? Imagine going for the forced plant as he needs to get it down. HSK pushes straight in, tries to play around the smoke. They're eager to locate him, but they can't quite get the tags onto him. Eventually get him down to 52 HP. He does back off. Remember, they have no cash here as well, Snods, so he needs to hold on to this AWP. If possible, Wizard, though, gonna show him a little magic trick. It's called Peekaboo. Your head disappears.
Or does it?
Well, maybe.
I don't know, mate. 7-2. 5-round advantage now for MVP. Regardless, though, Kings going to be forcing the Koreans onto an eco. So, Kings, heavy favourites into this round. Likely chance here that we are going to be seeing a 7-3 scoreline. And Kings, off the back of that crazy 3-1 deeks from Imagine, finding their footing to this first half slowly but surely.
Oh, Sicko as well. Straight in towards that A site. Wanted to try and see if he can get an opening contact play. But no one is going to push towards him. They are just holding. Obviously, they've gone for the boost up towards under as well. So HSK just playing on the close angle glow there to support. Oh, look at this short push, though, towards mid. This could be very effective, actually. They do spot him out. Hats will trade it back, though, as Hats gets a double, but there's the response from Perry, keeping them in a 3 versus 3. If we see this trade from Glow, goes 1 for 1. It's all up to Perry now in a 1 versus 2, but the angle is going to favor Wizard. He can take him down, but nevertheless, losing 3 players up against a full eco is a bit of an awkward situation. Very sticky, Snods.
Then again, though, after winning that eco round and following that, having clean rounds versus the buyers for MVP, they still have about, well, I guess we're about to find out once the buy comes through, probably going to be 4,000 or actually even more than that, maybe 5,000, 6,000 aggregately across the board, spread out across the players, which means Kings can still buy up even if MVP do win rounds. So, can Kings chain this one together, force some more ecos and quasi-buys and weak buys for MVP and get themselves back into this one? Or simply put, will MVP put a stop to the momentum that Kings have managed to surmount together? Nevertheless, though, once again, mid-control in favour of the Australian side as they are basically handed it for free. Can they capitalise off of it, though?
It's true. How are they able to work this? Can they actually get this going the way they need it to right now? That's holding a close angle as well. If Zeph actually peeks through rather than just holding, you could definitely get a nice little early advantage to work with into this round.
5 rifles as well for MVP. No AWP for HSK. We know how pivotal he can be for the Korean side. Bomb going to be retrieved now by Sicko. 2 players towards short in CPL. You can see as well, Liaz was towards Palace, will be retreating back towards T-Spawn and running towards the B site. He has a smoke and a flash and a molly, so he can try and sell a fake. Smoke towards CT, throw a flash over, try and force HSK towards the A site, leaving just 2 players from MVP towards B. Kings Gaming currently lining up a B split as it comes underway.
War push coming through, Solo gets the early tag off. Imagine will go down. There's the first kill that they nearly needed. Hats, though, trades it back as he once again lands an absolutely juicy headshot. Sicko and Hats coming into effect as well. That dynamic duo popping heads across the site, and it forces Perry and Glow to fall back. They need to save once more. Kings grab themselves round number 4.
Yep, will be the save from MVP. They have lost now 4 rounds in a row. If they save these 2 rifles, they can potentially buy again into round number 12. Of course, these 2 players that die, they can drop over M4, so you will be seeing as a bare minimum a 4 rifle buy. Question is, does someone at MVP already have $800 or so, $600 for some kills to be able to afford their own rifle? So we could be seeing 5. Nevertheless, it's going to go into round number 12. 4-7 now, as slowly but surely Kings are getting themselves back into this one as they find their footing into this map from that 7-0 deficit. Let's see if they can carry forward the momentum and put up a good showing into Mirage.
It's true. Need to try and continue this level of aggression. But look at the economy difference right now as well. So Kings soaring ahead in terms of how much of a buffer they have to play with. They can actually get themselves out with constant rebuys. They're looking effective. MVP, it's still not fantastic, Snods. It's pretty broken. I mean, much like a rundown fairground, there's just not a lot to go on.
No rides to have a ride on.
Sure.
Yeah, you can have that one, mate. Anyway, 4-7 now. Sicko goes for the same pick towards ramp. This time, though, no MVP player's going to be crossing into his crosshair just yet. It's going to be the eco coming out from the reign of the 3 players for MVP. Just the 2 rifles that saved. Can they try and deal some damage, though?
How's does not realize Glow's location. He's basically giving him a free hug as they run into it. They do trade it back. There's a fire on the sandwich as well as everyone's put into a Chris. Zeph jumps straight into it. What an insane round so far. An absolute bloodbath. All-out warfare towards that A bomb site with the early aggression. The last man remaining is obviously TyLoo once more. He's in the rear, trying to come in from behind. Let's see if he can actually slip in undetected, as he will get taken down by Sicko with a very fast flick there. So Sicko with a hat trick. Another round going to go the way of Kings as they keep it up.
7-5 now as we go into round number 13. Kings Gaming winning 5 on the trot. As it will be another bye for the side of MVP. This time it will be 2 AWPs again. We saw happen the last time they did it, Jack. The AWPs had no impact into the rounds. Hats, I remember going towards CPL, found that first kill towards jungle. It seems like MVP plays so passive towards short, and Kings have realized this now in their T half. They started off slow, they found the weaknesses in the CT defense from MVP, and right now they're capitalizing off of it. Weakness towards short, allowing Kings to infiltrate CPL, get in and peek towards window, peek towards jungle, and enough of jungle and middle as Kings exit through round.
Oh, push coming around. Glow's going to get the first kill there. He takes down Imagine. Molotov is thrown out as well. As he just backtracks through. He's been very effective from under, but that Molotov does force him out of position where Wizard can now trade it as well. HSK comes in effect with the AWP though. He had the scoped weapon chimed in, locked and loaded, so he was able to get that frag that was necessary to their success. Perry also forced to peek as he gets a little bit spicy.
4 versus 3. Kings going to be retreating and opting to potentially change their plan of action. Can they recalibrate their T round and go back towards the B site just in time? It's going to be TyLoo, I believe, towards that B site. If he gets a forward position here towards Cart, peek towards underpass, he will spot the bomb, he will spot that player. Eventually Hack will go down. So now MVP know that Kings were trying to go back towards the B site, but instead towards underpass, maybe. Just maybe, if they can isolate Perry alone towards the site, he's only on 50 HP.
Very possible. Liaz as well, he's been looking pretty deadly. He also has the support of Wizard.
Oh, he's not spotted him.
But he needs to find the angle. They need to actually work out. His head's right there! There's no idea. He's taken down. Perry's going to be able to wallbang him, just eliminate him completely. It leaves Wizard in such an awful situation to be in. But I imagine he's going to show you a magic trick in a second, Snods, where he can disappear.
Probably will do. 6 feet under. We'll find one, though. But eventually will be taken down, and there you have it. He disappears. 8-5 now. 3-round advantage for MVP as they have won the first half initially, as they are guaranteed the 8th round. We are going into the penultimate round here of the first half, round number 14. 8-5, 3 rounds in the lead for the Korean side. Can they keep up the advantage? As it will be the double AWP setup again for MVP. Kings, they had success with the B split. Can they try and mimic that? We know that MVP play very passive towards B short, as the B players towards MVP like to play inside the sites and play very passive. And right now it's definitely working.
Oh, he comes round. HSK does land the tag, but he couldn't quite convert into the kill just yet. As Imagine's tagged down to 16 HP. Very audacious peek from Sicko and co as well, as they're just not giving really a damn towards mid.
Imagine will be lowered by those HE splash damage. But let's see, 1:20 on the clock here. Bomb left towards T-spawn once again. 4 players towards middle from Kings Gamers. They're trying to play very aggressive here and have the frontline infantry find these first kills. HSK, they will find the first. TyLoo forced back off of the angle towards short, as he will be blinded and pushed back into the sights. Still though, the man advantage off the back of the double AWP setup here from MVP.
Seems like there's going to be some aggression towards that B-bomb site late into the round. Oh, look at this as well, actually. Liaz could get spotted out if he's not careful, as he's slowly making his play through. That could be such an easy frag if they decide to go for that peak. Obviously, that's on Perry to try and risk it. He does hold for a little bit too long, though, so he doesn't get the info. That's a full rotate back round, meaning it is going to be that 4-player attack. 1 player coming up short, with them hitting towards this B-bomb site. Zeph is in position. Molotov goes in. It's going to force him out. They should find the frag here. He holds his ground as well. Very bold decision-making, but it doesn't work out the way he wanted it to. TyLoo with the AWP can be deadly, though, as he strikes, gets one. Ready for the second. TyLoo doubling it up as he's ready for the third as well. HSK will chime in, and it's all on Sicko. It's a battle of the AWPs right now, as he will pull the trigger. Takes him down. Glides straight out, swiftly through the air with such grace, as he wants more kills, but he goes down. HSK faster than you can imagine.
9-5 now as MVP. looking strong. The two AWPs are finding so many of these first entries here for the Korean side, and Kings definitely have to be changing their plan of action. One of the issues is they're walking into the crosshairs of HSK and Solo. Kings lacking a heavy execute with heavy utility usage, lots of flashbangs, smokes to warden off the choke points for the AWPs to utilize. But of course, I mean, if they went for heavy smokes towards A, maybe even go towards middle, try and get a fast split towards connector, they have to try and nullify and render these AWPs useless, because if these AWPs are in a retake scenario, that's exactly where Kings want them to be.
It's true. This push coming in early as well, but it actually looks a whole lot better as we see Wizard, Sicko and Imagine find a frag each. Looking very effective so far. It's all on HSK and Zeph now into this round. This could be a 6th round going the way of Kings Gaming, stopping MVP from getting 10 rounds at the half. They did line up for Zeph there as well, but luckily they connect the headshot and take him down. So it is going to be a 6-9 scoreline at the half.
MVP claiming the pistol and will of course be securing the first half win. 9-6 as you mentioned there, Jack. So, this pistol is of course important. Whenever the halves are close, this second half pistol really sets the tempo and the pace for the second half for these teams. Kings, if they bring it back, win that pistol, make it 9-9, suddenly with a very competitive game. MVP though on the counterpoint, if they can win the pistol, deny the win for the force spy from Kings, win versus the Eco, this could easily be a 12-6 scoreline. And from there, is that too far too gone for the side of Kings?
It's true. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward situation to be in. Obviously, Kings, essentially on that CT half, we've seen it before, and I've got to say it was pretty weak. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I feel like it wasn't that effective, and I'm worried for them. If they don't actually have a very effective start, it could slip away quite quickly. But what we have seen in the past is obviously the pistol rounds have been effective. The CT side pistol looked very good as well when they displayed it against Renegades. So maybe they can come in strong, get an opening pistol, and start to work from the ground up.
Second half pistol now. As it's going to be MVP fighting on their T side. Wizard going to be buying up the smoke and kit. And for the T side, it's going to be 5 sets of Kevlar as well. Does this telegraph a fast play towards Palace? Maybe a Palace burst? Could it be fast play towards underpass and a burst towards connector as they try and overpower and overthrow any defense that Kings bring? But already there's going to be players towards B, so this might be a double fake here, Jack.
Making a lot of noise towards Palace here actually as well as they make their way through. Just looking like they do want to go for the late round burst out. Obviously over towards B, try and sell that fake, force the rotate in, then go for the late round burst, get the bomb down and try and secure that bomb plant at the very least, as they are actually baiting them in quite effectively. And here comes that backstab.
Everyone from Kings rotating towards the B site in pure panic. And there you have it. Zeph finds the first. It's going to be a 5 versus 4. 2 players are dinked as well for the side of Kings. This could be both pistols being won by the Korean side. But Sicko trying to answer the call as he finds one, goes for the second, gets it. And the knife frag comes in. Perry gets him, and now to the 3 versus 3. They've realised it's actually a ruse. It's all a fake as the bomb is planted towards the A site.
Been absolutely lampooned. They've only just cottoned on to the hijinks that have occurred, and they will rotate over towards that side. But Solo feeding them to the Lions right now as he taps away on that Glock, ready to just make absolute mincemeat out of him. There's another frag going to go his way as well. It's all on Hats, but I don't imagine he'll have his head for much longer. There he goes, as Perry will take him down.
10-6. MVP now winning both pistols. And if they can win versus the force buy from Kings, make this 11-6, then obviously Kings force into an eco. Likely scenario there is a 12-6 scoreline. And from that, having such a big advantage going into the remainder of the second half, this could definitely be a third map on Inferno.
Seeming like it is shaping up towards that. Going to provide us all 3 maps in this series. Be a good place to end it on, obviously, as well, where it all started for both of these teams earlier today.
Yeah, that game did go in favor of Kings, don't forget that. 16-9. But of course, this is a revitalized MVP, an MVP that's woken up. HSK, their star player, has been performing, has been putting up the numbers. Anyway, though, Imagine we'll find another Deagle kill, but eventually gets traded out there by Zeph. 4 versus 4. As we are into round number 17, and MVP are still in full force to try to claim this one.
Molotov comes in, Liaz has to back off immediately, couldn't try and do anything too ridiculous. Holds the pixel angle though. This could be quite cheeky. Actually wants to peek towards him as he goes for the face, gets the tag, but has to try and fall back. Actually gets the second shot off as well, but there's the trade coming through as Glow takes down 2 men in one go.
4 versus 2 now. as MVP do make their way towards the B side. The only line of defense is Sicko with the scout. No Kevlar. So, as the bomb has been planted, it's going to be 11-6. No real chance here, as it seems like Sicko and Co are going to be saving what they have invested into the round of CZ, an HE grenade, a flashbang, and the scout at that.
Yeah, they realize they're going to lose these weapons if they do just charge in and try and go for a retake. There's no point. They can't try and risk it, so they might as well just hold on to them. Obviously, it's still an investment that they will save a little bit of cash on into the following rounds. But that's going to be 11 rounds on the board now for MVP. It's a scary start. It's not the situation you want to be in if you are a fan of Kings right now.
So, bomb would eventually explode here, making it 11-6. So far, so good for the Korean side, as Sicko and Wizard will be able to save their CZ and Scout, but that's about it for the side of Kings Gaming. Round number 18 now, and it will be the full eco for Kings.
Yeah, just absolutely nothing to work with right now. Completely broken. They've been digging around the back of the couch. There's nothing there, Snods. There's no money to help them. It's all a bit sad.
They've got nothing left.
Much like Ian Beale, they're struggling.
Of course. 11-6. So, upgraded pistols here and there for Kings. You're going to be seeing a Deagle and some CZs across the board, but apart from that, a very fast play towards the B side for MVP as they are trying to overthrow Kings.
Ooh, nice little opener though from Hats. He's able to find that initial frag. Liaz as well. We know how much of a sniper he can be when he's got a USP on the scene, as he will cause a bit of a fuss. Finds one kill. Actually gets the second as well. Liaz! Absolute lunacy coming out from this madman right now as he's doing work. Zeph will try and go for the bomb plant as well. They could very well win this round if they try and play it right. Zeph, though, wants no chance of that. Finds that headshot and really leaves them in an awkward spot now. It's all up to Liaz. He might have an AK, but he's only got 9 HP. No armor to protect him. This is a horrible spot to be in. They might not actually know where he's coming from, but they spot him out. He fires back as well. Gives his position away. Peeks through the flashbang, but doesn't get blinded. Tries to take the peek round. Can he get the kill? Will get the first, but the peek comes back. There's the trade from Perry.
12-6. A very close round there. Even for an eco from Kings. They will do good economical damage as well when you consider that. But then again, MVP still have what? Once the buyers come in, 5,000-6,000 across the board, so they can still buy up. Kings have to chain and string these rounds together if they want a chance of breaking the economy from MVP. Regardless, though, round number 19, let's see, first bar of the second half. How are Kings going to be favouring on their CT side, especially when they're lacking the AWP on their primary AWP for Sicko? How is he going to be changing his game style towards middle, lacking that AWP?
Push coming around early. Solo. Just going to HE out, as he will try and go for a little bit of a audacious play. Look at Hearts as well, actually. Hats even, rather. He's definitely shown that he doesn't have a heart, though. The amount of brutal stuff he's been doing into the game. They do peek round. They adjust and actually were aware of it, but goes for the spray. Gets the second frag anyway as he finds that headshot. Somehow Perry will be able to trade it back. They do back off. Solo as well with that re-entry. This is looking fairly effective for them now. If Solo can do a little bit more work, they actually could have the site control in a matter of seconds. Imagine will now know his location. This was like you might have actually not heard that. Imagine does peek towards him though. Gets the headshot off. It's just one man remaining. It's all on Perry. Sicko is down. He only had 1 HP. Wizard versus Perry. Who won the 1v1? Perry! The hat trick comes through. Back-to-back frags. The pat on the back from the coach. And another round secured.
13-6. First buy round in the second half going in favour of MVP. Both pistols. Both first buy rounds as well on the first half and the second. A very, very convincing second map here for MVP as Kings, they win MVP's map pick train. And it seems likely, Jack, that MVP are going to do exactly the same, but vice versa. MVP currently the massive advantage on Kings map pick.
Perry's just, he's living it large right now.
Spicy, mate. Spicy indeed. 5 AKs for the side of MVP as they are going to be playing versus the weak buy, the quasi buy from Kings. It's just going to be upgraded pistols and a set of Kevlar on Liaz. Apart from that, very, very low econ buy.
Oh. Imagine here, depending on the timing, could work out quite well. He is going to get behind him as well. He could try and go for the knife, but he just goes for the one tap, takes him down, switches out to his AK as well as he's now scavenged that Kalashnikov.
4 versus 3 is going to be making their way onto the site. Smoke come in towards jungle and stairs, but eventually Hans will be traded out. It's going to be 3 versus 2.
Bomb going to go down. They actually have a bit of site control here as well. So MVP looking like they want round number 14 right now. They do not want to wait for it. Imagine transferring damage, but he's completely cornered off right now as well. Trapped behind the abundance of Molotovs that have been thrown his way. Sicko trying to go for a bit of a play as he will peek with his Deagle. They actually do face through, but they don't realize everyone has fallen back in towards CT.
MVP playing a CT afterplant, as eventually the bomb will eventually explode and grant round number 14 for MVP. And there you have it. Sicko will eventually go down, leaving Imagine alone in the 1 vs 3. We'll be able to salvage that AK for the next round, but that's all they can ask for. Seems like Inferno may be on the cards here, Jack, and at that point, it could be anyone's game.
Oh, here we go, though. Maybe this is the answer to the issues that have arisen throughout this matchup. Obviously, Hats and Sicko are going to go for the dual AWP setup. We've seen this in the past. This seems to be the go-to for Kings when the going gets tough. They get double AWPs.
Yeah, obviously it's worked for them so far. On Train, they were able to scatter the AWPs across the map and find constant entry kills off the back of them. Same goes for Inferno. So far, it's really been their fallback option. Bring out the double AWP setup and try and find the kills across the map off the back of the contact plays for MVP. But right now, the Korean side are playing very passive as they're just going to be lining up their smokes, pinning their grenades, and here comes the execution. A failed smoke there, actually, from one of those MVP players. But where is that failed smoke towards? I believe it's CT.
Looking up right now as they do want to go for this burst out towards the A-bomb site. Molotov saw him through the side. They've set the entire place ablaze with the sheer heat of what they want to achieve here. Imagine as well, the elevated angle can be naughty if he plays his cards right. He's right behind them. They don't realize. Oh, this is going to be tremendous if they play it smart, as he is just holding for the meantime. They do spot him out eventually. Zeph goes down. Sicko as well, ready for more as they are finding these frags. They're getting the kills they need to re-enter towards the bomb site. Imagine chimes in as well. It's just on Perry and Glow now. Glow and Perry, they're in good angles. They've got ramp control and palace control. Glow able to stay in his position as well. The Molotov does spread though, forces him to peek out. He tries to get the kills, goes down. Perry needs to try and stay alive. His angle smoked down. He gets spammed for the smoke as well. That's a triple from Sicko. And finally, a round for Kings.
Strong retake there from the Australian side as they're going to make it 14-7. Good team play. Obviously, Zeph there towards stairs. He could have had a massive impact into the round. Got a bit greedy there. Wanted to wide face connect to get the kill on Sicko. Spin 180, get the kill on the player stairs. And basically guarantee match point for MVP. But instead, he will delay potentially the inevitable, as it will be 5 AKs for MVP. And this could telegraph a fast execution or a fast play at that. Usually, when you have the AWP, you do slow down the round. Give the AWPer time to work the map and set the pace of the round. But instead, 3 players towards Palace and 1 towards ramp as they're going to be going hard and fast towards this A side.
Once again towards A. MVP, they feel pretty confident in their A takes. Let's see if it's going to work out for them as they burst their way around. Sicko with the initial entry. Sicko's been playing absolutely out of his mind, but he might be caught off guard here as Perry can trade it back. Well done there, as they do fall into a 4 versus 3. They claim site control, but Glow going to find the headshot. There's the trade from Imagine as well. It's all up to HSK and Perry, as Imagine wants to try and go for the strike towards the site. Hats as well. Just spamming with the AWP. Knowles as a player in close proximity, but HSK pushed up, peeks for the correct angle, will take him down. They can jump on the bomb though as he pushes back through. He is going for the defuse right now. They might be spamming, but he can't quite connect it, and he also will go down. So Kings get themselves back-to-back rounds.
Once again, another strong retake from Kings Gaming. As we go into round number 23, MVP have now finally run out of cash, as this might be an eco for themselves. They can go for a half buy here though. Obviously, Perry and Zeph can afford to go for CZ Kevlar, maybe some light utility as well, smoke flashbang. Try and flash in a rush towards B, maybe a Palace burst with a smoke towards CT, or towards jungle or stairs, and flashes from ramp. Nevertheless though, will just be no Kevlar brought up for the Korean side. As I said though, of course, the caster's curse. HSK will buy Deagle Kevlar, but apart from that, it's going to be no Kevlar, no armor for the remainder of the 4 players for MVP. Likely scenario that Kings will get to 9 rounds here and get within touching distance of MVP.
Cool. Imagine with the early frag there as well, as right now they can't really do too much. Didn't expect him to be in that position. Solo just going to hide and actually hold. Wait to see if he overextends round. If they do attempt to clear underpass, oh, they might actually believe it's clear as well. So he peeks out. Yeah, the timing works very fantastically for him, as he will take down Liaz. He can also recover that weapon now.
4 versus 4. Hats is low. Perry will find that kill. Suddenly we're seeing the advantage in the corner of MVP, and the P side is completely open as well. Perry will molly out towards Kitchen, has the M4 in hand as well. Can he find another kill? It's definitely nearly guaranteed match point for MVP, but eventually will be taken down. You can see cold feet now from the players of MVP as they're scared to go in and push towards that B side.
So they are going to be backing off, reshuffling, restructuring, as they want to decide where to actually take this hit towards. Setting up over towards A as well. Glow actually just going to tiptoe his way through connector quite stealthily, quite silently, as he wants to scope up the surrounding area and work out where these CTs are operating from. Sicko just going to be holding, watching towards window as well, so he might actually get a free frag here on the cross. There it is. He gets the headshot.
2 versus 3. Kings, they want the comeback to come to fruition. Bomb being planted will eventually be taken down. 10 seconds left in the round, and there you have it. A nice 2K from Wizard will grant the 9th from Kings. Then again, that was only one player of Kevlar in that round. Definitely got too close for comfort.
Yeah, if you're finding that many casualties in a round where you literally invest nothing into it, it's a little bit unfortunate. You can't allow that to be occurring. Rebuys come back out though. Seems like it will be a bit of a rampant rifle buy. 5 AKs. Let's hope to see what they can actually deal with these Kalashnikovs.
No AWP yet for HSK on the T side. It's going to be the AWP onto Sicko though. No double setup for the side of Kings. But let's see if Sicko can make up for that lack of a double off setup with, I think, some impact with his ever-mentioned AWP. Liaz with the boosted angle towards shot will eventually be taken down by Zeph. Man advantage here in favor of the Koreans.
Oh, bursting their way straight through. They haven't realized he's close by, holding connector control. Imagine goes down. Nevertheless, Sicko as well, still dealing deadly blows with this AWP. He's been incredibly crisp, but he's still proven that his aim is absolutely on point. Hats as well. Another frag going to go his way. It's up to HSK and Glow now. The bomb has been planted. 2v2 retake scenario. They come sprinting towards the site. They have a flash, a molly, and a HE to work with on the side of Kings. Massive investment towards ramp early, but it's not going to do too much to aid them. HSK as well just holding towards close CT as this push comes through.
Kings still have the kit though. Let's see if they can find and isolate these players. Glow is low HP. HSK towards CT. Should be the insurance policy. Hats onto 30 HP. Oh, is the bomb planted for CT?
Oh, Hatch just fully holding it. He pushes round. About 1 second left on the defuse there, I imagine, at that point, but he does still go down. Is able to just strike towards him. That's match point secured. 1 round away from getting themselves a 3rd and final map of the best of 3 to decide who will be making it out of Group A and who will be taking the long, sad journey home.
Well, you say long journey home. MVP are Korean.
It's true, but they're winning right now.
Exactly. Will it be the long 11-hour flight back to Australia for Kings if they do lose that second map if MVP closes this one out? That third map, sorry, if MVP closes out this one. Kings on their final buy, potentially AWP for Sicko. CZ onto Liaz, Deagle for Imagine, and 2 M4s as well to finish off and round off the rest of the buy for the CT side. As we go to round number 25, Kings are 6 rounds behind, forcing OT. And trying to see if they can close this one swiftly in a 2-0.
As they hold their angles. A little bit more aggressive. Interested to see where this setup takes them right now, as they have a lot of map control. And the crossfires are going to be allowing them to trade a bit more efficiently. It just depends on the timing towards this A bomb site, really, as Sicko. He's invested quite heavily on this focus towards ramp. If they don't burst at the correct time and he actually gets pushed by Glow, that's where the issues could arise.
Minute left on the clock here as MVP pin their grenades towards the A side, but little do Kings know it's all just a fake as the bomb is going towards the B site. Glow finds the first initial kill. Sicko does fall, and now the 5 versus 4, the A site is theirs, and you can see the full rotation away from B from Kings, basically granting a welcome mat for themselves, but let's see if they push in at the right time.
Let's see, indeed, as they start to come back round, try and make their way through. Obviously, that bomb is going to be planted down now by Zeph. Liaz will strike back, so he actually does get the initial frag. They're still clearing towards the A bomb site, those nods. The information has been starved. They're not quite sure of what's occurred. They've only just realized where this true play is going down towards. They have 2 rifles to work with. They've got a flash. That is it. And Imagine only armed with a deagle. They do outnumber the opposition, though.
Kings lacking a kit though, and the bomb has maybe taken too far. Liaz spots out one player towards apartments. Flash comes out. We'll get the drop on him, actually, but unfortunately for him, he's going to be left in the 1 versus 2. Has no kit, has to force himself into this one.
Oh, it's now or never as well. So as you said, there's no kit to work with. They need to find the frag. Imagine will take him down. Luckily, Liaz jumps on the bomb. He should just have this in the nick of time.
Oh.
Close.
Millisecond left on that defuse. It's going to go 15 to 10. Bomb was planted for MVP, so they will have roughly 3,000 across the board, so they can save this one and have a very strong buy to round number 27, but it's likely here they just go for a save. As we still do wait around for this map to finish.
MVP. Not really able to reinvest into this round as well, so it's just going to be a light investment into upgraded pistols, obviously give themselves something to work with. Meanwhile, for Kings, they have this very effective buy. They need to try and get these rounds though started. 5 rounds on the trot is what they have to go for here. They have no room for error, no room for mistakes. If you get 5 flawless rounds, you can push it into overtime, give yourself that second chance to try close this out in 2 maps. The preferred, the preferred way that Kings would like to take this series.
1 minute 30 left on the clock here, still into the 5 versus 5. Hats now pushing towards B Apartments. Little does he know that MVP are so close by and eventually will give control of Apartments. But spots on the player, spots on the bomb. Now we should be seeing Kings rotate in towards that B side.
Oh, nice play from Hats there with the double kill with the AK. Obviously, as you said, he is aware of what's occurring. Kings just hoping for the best in these rounds. Imagine once again towards Close Connected, this time dispatched by Perry as he lands a very, very effective shot. Glow as well, chiming in. They are popping head nods as they rearm themselves. This could still have potential, at least to force out a very weak buy from Kings as we go into the next round.
2 versus 3. Can they find some more kills here and dent the economy for Kings and force out maybe, as you said, a weaker buy, maybe 4 rifles in a UMP or 4 rifles in a FAMAS? But let's see, as there's still 30 seconds left. The bomb is towards B Apartments, though. Both these players are towards CT and jungle. So the chance to win the round is very unlikely, but then again, can they try and impact the economy of Kings?
Glow here. Last man left alive in this scenario. He's just going to sprint his way through. Does actually give the game away a little bit here as well. Obviously wants to die before time, really, so he doesn't get left in a sticky situation.
11 to 15. Kings in touching distance now, forcing in 2 force OT. As it will be another buy for the side of MVP, it seems. 5 AKs brought up, actually. No AWP for HSK. And it will be 2 players for the side of MVP lacking full utility. How is that going to be impacting them here on the T half? Are we going to be seeing some set plays from MVP? Set executions, or are they going to play loose and free towards middle? Try and see if they can get their star players in towards connector, in towards short, get those early kills, win those early duels, and find themselves in an advantage into this round.
Flashbangs coming out towards mid as they slowly make their way through. Nice Molotov coming down as well, as they will set ablaze to everything in their path right now, forcing MVP to fall back and play this round a little bit slower. This time, mid control is contested very nicely.
1 minute 15 left on the clock. Bomb towards underpass. No players from MVP towards the A site. Instead, all located and situated towards the B side of the map or towards middle. Maybe telegraphing a B split here. They can smoke towards window, smoke towards top connector as well, if they want to try and rush up short and catch Liaz off guard. Let's see, smokes come out, as mentioned before, towards top connector and towards window. Counter Molotov, though, from Kings towards connector, but I don't think it's going to have a real impact into this one, as it seems fairly likely that MVP go for that B split. Oh, it's a failed smoke, though, Jack, and that could be definitely a big issue.
The War Flashbang goes through. Imagine's on the other end, though, starts, and he will come in with a headshot. Gets one, leaving them into a 4 versus 5. MVP, the true players coming out towards B, though, but look who is on the scene. Hats with the backup of Liaz. We know how crisp they can be, but let's see if they can find the frags. Hats with a juicy double as he doubles it up, ready for more as well. Will he get the triple? Trying to tag him down, can't quite finish him off, but Liaz is there, and he'll save his brother in arms as he fires through and removes Perry. It's all up to Solo now. Once again, last alive. 10 seconds on the clock. Sicko just strikes him as soon as he spots him. 12 rounds have been secured by Kings. They're getting ever so closer. 3 rounds is all they need to push it to overtime.
And of course, they do have the map advantage in this best of 3. If they force OT, force the win on Mirage. They will claim a 2-0 in this best of 3 and make it out of Group A in the Asian minor. Round number 28, and it's going to be another weak low econ buy for MVP as they might be forfeiting another round here, Jack. 15 to 12, Kings can get to 13 here, as long as they don't fall short versus MVP, where an MVP that is lacking Kevlar, lacking the firepower, as they are deducted down just to those pistols.
Oh, Wizard with the spray down, easy as well. 3 kills for the Wizard himself before he's eventually punished and retired. Sicko will find that headshot though, and it's all up to Perry now. He's getting hammered down upon a P250 double up, and that is another round for Kings. Only 1 casualty there on the Wizard.
15 to 13. 5,000 in the bank balance for MVP, so they can buy up into this one as well. 2 rounds now, separating these two teams as MVP is so paranoid of it going to OT. They had such a big advantage, Jack. 14 to 6 was the scoreline, but a massive comeback on the cards now for Kings. If they force OT, just based on momentum in the second half, Kings could definitely be closing this one out in a 2-0 fashion.
As they get ready to go for this burst out towards the A-bomb site, obviously they have the utility to aid them as well. Smoke off those angles, force the CTs to bend, and attempt to break them once you get the site control. Leave them starved for info as well by blocking off those lines of sight.
Here it comes, the execution towards the A site, smokes towards stairs, jungle, and of course CT. Let's see those sick as well. There's a slight gap there. Can they try and utilize that, capitalize off of the potential failed smoke from MVP and find an entry into this one?
Oh, straight the way! Zeph with the double entry, this is ridiculous, this could be the way it all goes tumbling down as they played it perfectly. Liaz will trade back, but Wizard is sent off to the burns ward. It's up to Hats and Liaz. They've been a good dynamic duo towards B, but can they be the retake squad that they so dearly need on the side of Kings right now? Liaz. That's a great idea. The intuition is on display. He knows where Zeph will be. Takes him down as he eventually gets the angle in his favor. 2 versus 3. They're evening up the odds. They're getting closer to potential victory. They have to win this round, though, or this will be good night, and MVP will be taking map number 2 as they slowly make their advance towards the bomb site. They peek round. They're trying to do damage. They're so low, though, as the frags are going the way of MVP. They get both kills. A 16-13 scoreline. MVP close it out. They grab map 2, meaning that this goes 1-1. We're heading back to Inferno.
30 kills there from Hats wasn't enough to push Kings over the finish line. And now we're going to see the difference from Train for Kings. They lose both pistols on Mirage and they lose 16 to 13. MVP, they lose both pistols on Train and they lose 16 to 12.